Yes, thanks for coming today to talk with me about Jane Smith. This will be the third time that we're trying to do this and get it recorded successfully. But Jane is a 10-and-a-half-year-old fifth grader, white female. She was given um, the Wechsler Intelligence Scale for Children 4th edition composite. Her examiner is Dr. Jerry Jones, psychologist. The reason for taking the Wechsler was because her parents felt as if she's not achieving at the level she should be in school. She's basically having academic problems. The report shows the following scores: verbal comprehension index 104, perceptual reasoning index 102, working memory index 86, processing speed index 91, full scale IQ 97. Jane's home life seems stable. Her parents are educated, both with master's degrees. There has been some recent stress within the household due to one of her parents losing their job, which is a major knock to their income. Jane speaks English and does so in a clear and intelligible manner. Her sensory motor status, she has normal hearing. She seemed to be laboring a little bit in terms of vision. It looks as if there was a vision test ordered not that long ago. I do not have the results of that, but I think we should look at those in deciding, what we're going to do in the future. No concerns regarding medical, psychiatric, or neurological states. She takes no medication except for allergy medicine. Her educational history is stable, and she shows good attendance and conduct. But however, she has both now and in the past had some academic difficulties. Her scores are below average in reading, math, and language. In terms of behavior, Jane was on time, alert, and oriented, and cooperative, and seemed to try her best with the testing. The scoring was from 15 subsets of the scale. Her full scale IQ shows her cognitive ability in the average range. Her nonverbal and verbal reasoning abilities are in the average range as well. BCI scores average. PRI score is normal but variable, and is probably not as equally developed as her other areas. The working memory index was in the low average range. This scoring indicates possibly weak mental control in terms of information processing. This is probably a difficult area for Jane, leading to a certain degree of probably fatigue, which subsequently would lead to possibly error and some of the academic difficulties that have been described. Processing abilities were limited to poor compared to the verbal reasoning abilities, and this was as measured by the PSI. Often those that experience academic difficulties show a similar pattern to what Jane has in terms of her visual motor coordination. Her best performance was on the matrix reasoning subtest among the nonverbal reasoning task. Lowest was on the block design subtest. Here again, low performance on that subtest is often due to visual issues such as visual spatial perception, etc. Dr. Jones Dr. Jones recommends that Jane should regularly review information that must be remembered and then receive positive reinforcement for doing so. He also felt she could benefit from chunking information rather than trying to remember small pieces of information, taking some of those small pieces and grouping it into a larger group she may be able to learn at a better rate and have more academic success in chunking, putting that information in chunks. The family should also, according to Dr. Jones, support Jane's homework efforts, and not overemphasize high grades. They should focus on the quality of work and completing assignments on time. I'd also, as I mentioned before, regarding the possibility of some visual issues, which could lead to some problems in her academic performance, I think we should get a copy of her last vision screening and get an idea of what that says. In addition, with her parents having both her master's degrees, there may be an expectation on Jane to perform at a higher level than she's really able to. So we want to have some dialogue with her parents to make sure that they're not pushing her too hard and putting unnecessary stress on her, leading to her poor academic performance. And that is all for now. Thank you very much for coming, and let's move forward with a plan for Jane.